Hello. Welcome back to another episode on Exclusive Diaries. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and leave a like. Let's get into the story now. My wife has been cheating on me for a year. I plan to divorce her as soon as our child is in childcare. My wife and I have been married for 5 years. Our child was born just over a year ago. I thought we were happy. But my wife became distant soon after. She stopped being interested in intimacy, stopped showing any affection towards me. She seemed to enjoy spending time with me less and less with each passing week and month. I have tried talking to her about it, but she has blocked any effort from me. I was unable to reach her. Then, about 3 months ago, I saw a notification on her phone. I was not snooping. I just wanted to pause the music she had playing. But there it was. Can't wait to see you tonight. I've been hard all day. It was a text from her male best friend. My heart skipped a few beats. I started to look through her phone and found loads of texts going back months. Nude pictures, dirty talk, everything. I wanted to throw up. Apparently they started getting closer a few weeks after the child was born, and started sleeping together around 3 months after the birth. All those nights she went out with her girlfriends, she actually spent at his house. I wanted to confront her. To leave her and be done with her. But we have a child that needs us. I knew I couldn't take care of a child alone, at least not until he would go to kindergarten. And I knew she certainly could not take care of him alone. Besides, I couldn't ever stand being apart from my little boy. So I made a plan. I collected as much evidence as possible, and kept my mouth shut. I stopped trying to get closer to her, keep my head down, and just take care of our child with all my heart. But the moment he is settled in at kindergarten, when he is 2 years old, I'll divorce my wife and try to get custody of my boy. And that is my situation. I've got to endure a bit more than a year of this broken marriage, pretend that I don't know what she is doing, and keep things civil. There is no one in my life I can talk to about this. I cry myself to sleep when she is out with the girls, knowing what she is actually doing. I got to stay strong for my boy. I love you, little one. Edit, since everyone in the comments is telling me to get a paternity test, thank you for your advice. I already did. He is my child. Edit 2, good God. I went to bed yesterday and come back this morning to all your lovely comments. Thank you all so much for your feedback and suggestions. To clarify a few things. As I already said yesterday, I had a paternity test done to make sure the kid is mine. He is. But it would not have changed anything for me anyway, at least not how I feel about him. I am talking to an attorney. I have been working with them for a while, gathering evidence and building a case. I am prepared in case my wife decides to act before I plan to do. Thirdly, sole custody is not my goal nor my preference. Optimally, I will go for some form of custody agreement with me being the primary caregiver. I don't want to take his mom from my little boy. But I am prepared for the worst. Many of you disagree with my opinion to keep my wife's infidelity quiet. Let me clarify, in any legal proceedings, I will not hesitate to use what evidence I have gathered. But I will not go around advertising my wife's actions to our friends and family, or worse, to our boy. I will make damn sure his relationship with his mom stays as untainted as possible. I am aware that she might use some dirty tactics and may not be as respectful as I plan to be, which is why I am preparing for any eventuality with my lawyer. Sorry about the confusion regarding kindergarten, daycare, and childcare. I have used those terms interchangeably. In my country, children can be externally cared for from as young as a few months old. But that is rare. Most commonly, children are put in external care at 2 to 5 years old, depending on the situation. In our case, childcare under the age of 2 is not available, and our financial situation is a bit more complicated than I care to elaborate. Suffice it to say, I have done my research and have determined that external childcare is not feasible or affordable until he is 2, and me staying home to care for him full-time is also not feasible. So to be sure I can take care of him all by myself, in case the separation goes less than smooth, I am waiting until he is regularly going to external childcare. Comment 1. Exactly right on the custody. Family court doesn't give a fuck about anything except parenting. My dad once again began engaging in his expensively hobby of dragging my mom to court for no reason recently and filed for full custody of my younger sibling. He told the judge that my mom's household wasn't stable because we had moved a few times since COVID, and that my mom was moving to different school districts to avoid CPS getting called for truancy. The judge asked my mom about the moves and different school districts, and she explained that it's just because COVID times were crazy and we went where we could when leases were up, and keeping a roof over our heads was more important than what school my sibling was going to. The judge told my dad to drop it, and also said that if my dad was truly concerned about the school changes, he should have talked to my mom first or gone to mediation with her first, instead of not saying anything for months and then suddenly filing for full custody. Communication is all they really care about, it seems. Like I said, this isn't his first stupid custody rodeo. Communication was the only thing that ever got him burned. He's a horrible person that fucked my mental health, and I had a therapist and teachers I'd start crying in class sometimes over him, so they knew. The judge literally didn't care about any of that, but got mad that my dad was texting me when he planned to pick me up, because parents aren't supposed to communicate custody decisions through their kids. So end result was that he got standard visitation with overnights, despite my therapist recommending against that, but still got a warning that he needed to communicate with my mom directly. You can be a shitty partner and a shitty person, and still get custody as long as you're not shitty at communication. I'm sure he would have gotten 50-50 instead of standard every other weekend if he wasn't completely incompetent at communication. Comment 2. This is terrible advice. Clearly from someone with zero experience, i.e. most of Reddit. Upvoted by people with zero experience. Driven by emotion. This is a surefire way to make sure you utterly destroy any semblance of a positive co-parenting relationship with her. If you care about your child, you want a positive co-parenting relationship. Yes, it may seem hard now, but there are likely many issues and resentments that both of you hold. Your ability to keep it together, be positive and polite, will pay dividends. We often act brashly in the short term without any semblance of what may happen in the long term. We are too optimistic about the future. The worst case is having a sour relationship with your ex-wife, the mother of your child. I have been through a very similar situation. Married 7 years, separated due to infidelity after our child turned 1. I suggested and found a mediator, which meant we kept lawyers out. The lawyers want a big fight. They will destroy you. It won't be easy, but trust me. You got this, and you will be happy. Today my girlfriend, ex-wife, her family, my family. We are all on very good terms. Eventually her parents learned what happened, but I acted in her best interest always. I never put her on blast. That would have been a surefire way to completely destroy any modicum of social leverage or goodwill between us. We now have a highly functional co-parenting relationship. I'd even say somewhat of a friendship, so much as we can have given everything. Most of my friends who have been through separation divorce look at me and wonder how on earth I did it. That's precisely how. Through respect. Thank you for watching.